Okay, we have some Johnny Depp news for you. This was printed on May the 15th, so just a few days ago, on US Weekly, breaking down Johnny Depp's life 2 years after you know who trial. He's in a good place. This is an exclusive, apparently. Johnny Depp is on the cover of this magazine. It's been 2 years since Johnny Depp's highly publicized defamation trial with ex-wife. On April 15th, Depp, who's 60, stepped onto the red carpet outside the Curzon Mayfair Theatre in London to promote Jean Dubarry, or is it Jean Dubarry? His first feature film since 2020. After posing for some photographs, the actor, showing off a new haircut and a slimmed down physique in a black suit and a gray overcoat, happily signed autographs and took selfies with fans. Sources exclusively share in the latest issue of US Weekly that the star has moved on from that chapter of his life and feels hopeful about his future. I wish everyone else would move on from it as well. I'm sure that's his thoughts. Johnny is in a good place, an insider, again with the insider and sources. Nothing that the father of two, he shares Lily Rose 24 and Jack 22 with ex Vanessa Paradis, is spending most of his time in the UK these days. He really feels at home in London. He's happy and busy. There's been a weight lifted. While Depp has maintained a mostly low profile, sources tell us he's been working nonstop. After shooting Jean Dubarry, he plays King Louis XV in the French language film. He hit the road with his late friend guitarist Jeff Beck. Sorry about my dog. He attended Cannes last May, where he earned a 7-minute standing ovation for Jean, and toured with his band, the Hollywood Vampires. People forget that Johnny's not just an actor, the source says. He's an artist in many ways. This is the cover. So order your copy. I am certainly going to order one for myself. He went behind the camera to film Maudie, his first time directing since his 97 neo-western The Brave in Budapest. The upcoming film centers around a frantic 72 hours in the life of Amedeo Modigliani, and stars Depp's Donnie Brasco castmate, acting legend Al Pacino. Being back in the director's chair is great for him, the insider adds. There are a lot of things happening at once. In his 2019 defamation suit against Heard 38, Depp stated that he'd lost millions in career earnings, including a potential $22.5 million deal to star in the planned sixth Pirates of the Caribbean film because of her 2018 Washington Post op-ed in which she called herself a public figure representing domestic abuse. In 2020, Depp was dropped from the Fantastic Beasts franchise after losing a separate 2020 libel trial against the Sun in the UK. Then the actor sued the British paper for calling him a wife beater in an article amid his contentious divorce from AH. Between 2018 and 2020, with Depp's career seemingly in limbo, the once in-demand actor appeared in just 3 low-budget films with limited domestic releases. Depp's defamation court battle against her, AH, played out dramatically in the spring of 2020. Did it ever? The entire world was glued to it. The former couple spent 6 weeks slinging accusations of mental and physical abuse they claimed took place during their toxic 15-month marriage. And I live just 3 hours away from where that was taking place, and I could have gone and I would have gone, but my anxieties, just the crowd, I couldn't do it. Sorry, Johnny. Depp, who sued AH for $50 million, was ultimately awarded $10 million. We know all this. Blah, 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 blah. A second source says Depp felt vindicated by the verdict. As far as Johnny is concerned, he has mostly cleared his name and won back a ton of public support through the events of the trial. Johnny has moved forward. It's in the past. Right, exactly. I'm reading this article for the first time, guys, so you're getting my first reaction. Now, with Jean Dubarry under his belt and his performance earning positive reviews, Depp is ready to take on even more projects. The world is Johnny's oyster, says the first source, noting that Depp is interested in whatever speaks to him, adding, there are no boundaries or limits. If something comes along that he's passionate about, he'll do it. The second source says Depp remains close with his director pal, Tim Burton. Tim and Johnny are like brothers. Yeah, and don't forget they're neighbors as well, says the insider, and that despite Depp not being asked to return to the Pirates of the Caribbean film franchise after the fifth installment, he and producer Jerry Bruckheimer are still friends. Bruckheimer announced in March that a Pirates reboot is in the works, and while here we go again, while he didn't reveal casting, the first source notes that people are interested, studios and audiences, in seeing more of Johnny. The second source adds, Johnny is a born entertainer and loves giving fans what they want. He's just so moved that all these people still care about him. In April, Jean Dubarry director Mae Wynn clarified earlier comments she'd made to a publication in which she said the crew was, quote unquote, afraid of Depp on set. When I made a remark about Johnny being scary, I was talking about his charisma, his notoriety, his star status, she explained, adding that she considers him a huge genius. At the film's April 15th UK premiere, Depp said he felt perversely lucky to have gotten the part. With Modi post-production, the first source says Depp will soon get some downtime before he begins promoting the film, which is being produced by his production company, Infinitum. This is whatever that into. Sorry. Johnny's going to make time to breathe a bit this summer, the insider says. He's always playing music, whether he's touring or not, but he's trying to take a break before everything picks up again. Both sources say Depp is surrounding himself with the right people. Johnny has a great team, says the first source. They are supportive and have his best interest at heart. So he's taking a break this summer before everything picks up again. The second insider says the actor is close with kids Lily Rose, who's following in her father's acting footsteps, and Jack. Johnny's a great dad, the second source says. They both adore him, and the mess with didn't tarnish their image of him. Of course that it wouldn't. Dating isn't a priority, at least for now. Good for Johnny. And I so applaud him. And I've said this before. I applaud him for that because once you've been through a relationship with a narcissist, you really do need to take time for yourself. Years of time. I'm telling you. I went through it myself and I'm still not ready. I have sabotaged many relationships since my relationship in 2016 that almost ended my life by my own hand. And it changed me. And I know that I am not ready. While sometimes I feel like I'm on the verge, I have enjoyed getting to know myself. And I would willing to bet that Johnny is enjoying, I don't know what that buzzing is, but I'm willing to bet that Johnny is getting to know himself again because the narcissist really messes up your head. So I'm sure that he has discovered things about himself again that he's forgotten about, discovered things that he loves about himself that he's forgotten about, enjoying being able to play his music, enjoying being able to be out late with friends and not have to worry about upsetting somebody who's at home waiting for him. You know, all that stuff is it's cotton candy, man. It's cotton candy to be able to live your life how you want to live it. Um, Johnny's not asking anyone to set him up, says the second source. Depp was last romantically linked to a lawyer he previously worked with. He's not going to dive into anything headfirst like he did with AH. The lessons have been learned. I would say, this is just my personal opinion. Like, I'm so happy that he's taking time for himself, but like if I was like that kind of celebrity type, if I was in a relationship, I wouldn't actually be in a relationship with another celebrity. I'd be like low key, you know, I'd be low key. Johnny, if he was in another relationship, and this is just my opinion, he needs someone who's going to be kind, understanding, require, and get the fact that he's a very busy person. You know, I went through so many relationships when after my deal with the narcissist. I went through several engagements, even because I was just so used to just telling them what they wanted to hear, which told me that I wasn't ready because it wasn't what I wanted, and then I'd have the stress of breaking off the engagement because it's not what I wanted. So I can say that I get where he's coming from in being single. I get it. I applaud it. And if I had to guess, I would just say he's having the time of his life because I am too. I'm not Johnny, and I don't have his fame and all of that, but if I had his money, I would be off somewhere, even not where sources knew where I was. I would take off in a second and just find a beach, maybe the island, but people know where that is. And just lay down on the sand, feel the warmth underneath you, feel the sun over top of you, blanketing you, just listening to the waves and the ocean and letting it remind you just how small you are in this great big world and how everything that you've been through is gone. It's in the past. It can't hurt you. And the future is anything that you want it to be. The first source says Depp is too busy to be dating, adding he's in really good headspace. There's a lot he's excited about. And that's something, once you start healing from being in a narcissistic relationship, you do. Once you find yourself again, once you find your true loves again, you do become very excited about the future and finding all those things you like doing. Jean Dubarry, which is number 6 in Apple's pre-order chart, is available on demand beginning May 21st. All right, all right, all right, all right. All right, all right, all right. So this is the magazine. I want to get myself a physical copy of that. You go, Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp, 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 Johnny Depp, Depp, Depp. How's that go? Johnny Depp, Johnny Depp. So there we have it. Made the cover of US Weekly. Good job.